Hello, good people. Welcome to 3LG segment number 5, entitled Self-Respect is First. If you haven't already subscribed, you have time to do so now or anytime during the video. I deeply appreciate your comments, your likes, your shares, what have you. I'm just glad you're here with me. Today I'm trying something a little different. Using my microphone at home because I just want to see how the sound is in comparison to how I usually do it on my tablet. Today will be a crash course for some of us, and a reevaluation for a few, and just a reminder for many of us from time to time, because your level of respect does affect other people. Respect was expressed first by a well-known, wonderful entertainer that we so deeply miss and love. Her life story in the movie was wonderfully played, a wonderful cast. I know she will be proud. But today I want to talk a little different about respect. Not only just having respect, but self-respect. Okay? Respect is something that's free. It doesn't cost a thing. Is also linked to each of us spiritually as saved people. It's not what you say, it's what you give off when you say it. You know how you do it. So respect is everything. It's critical. What is respect? Respect, one definition, a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, and achievements. And the second definition is a due regard for the feelings and wishes and rights of tradition of other people. The first definition, this respect is God first. We can't respect the idea of respect without having respect for the one and only, the Creator. We admire God for all that is good and great and for all the lessons in between. The second definition, however, is what I'm speaking on today. This is the regard for the feelings, the rights, traditions towards others, starting with ourselves. Behaving with honor, with dignity. This is self-respect. Not overshadowing someone, not thinking you're better than someone else, not thinking your number 2 don't stink, not having the big head. A lot of people do get the big head and you can't tell them nothing. But realize that respect, self-respect, is understanding that you are a creation of God. You are beautiful. You are only one of a kind, not the only kind. Okay? You must show respect, but don't demand it. You must stay on target, even when that respect is not reciprocated, because you're getting thrown off of focus. And you don't want to do that. You don't. Self-respect is first before you can respect other people. When you respect most people, the respect is given back. But when it's not, this is when you let the Holy Spirit guide you on how to handle him, her, or the situation at hand. Let me give you some examples. Y'all know how I am. I love an example now. I can throw them out the door for you. Clothes. I love clothes. I appreciate clothes, the variety of clothes, everywhere. Stores, TV, the models, magazines, movies, work environment, the community. I love when people carry themselves in a manner that make any outfit look good. Clothes are just expressions. Clothes don't make me. I make them look good. When you dress yourself, it's a reflection of your character and your taste. Expensive don't necessarily mean fantastic. It just means you paid a higher dollar for the item. It just means that, like I said, you just paid good money for it. Everything that you pay good money for don't mean it's quality, honey. It just means just that. You paid a lot for it. Quality is everything. Because you want whatever you buy. Whether you spend a lot for it or whether you spend a little for it. You know, you might catch a deal here or there. But you want whatever you buy to be strong, durable, washable, sustainable, you know, and it depends on the work environment. Because if you work in a factory setting, as myself, quality isn't, you know, all that, because you working with oil, chemicals, what have you, you know. So it still doesn't matter. Whatever you wear is how you present yourself when you're wearing it. That is what's critical. Because it's just like, you know, certain places calls for certain attire. And it's all about the protocol. Factory settings. You don't wear club clothes. I mean, you just don't do that. You don't dress like you at the beach. You don't wear bedroom clothes. You don't wear clothes that you just lounge around the house in at work. Church setting. I mean, this is not written in stone. This is my opinion. Some may agree, some may not. But in a church setting, you don't wear work clothes unless you're coming straight from work trying to get that word, okay? You don't wear everyday clothes because it's something special about when you go into the house of the Lord. But if it's all you have, it's all you have. But if you got a variety of things in the closet, you don't pick the worst thing to come into the Lord's house with. I mean, that's just me. Home setting. You do what you want to because it's your home. Okay? When you're going on an interview, you dress to impress. You don't wear the worst thing you got when you're going for a job interview. Office setting. People that work in offices. You don't, to me, you don't wear tennis shoes. You don't wear shorts. You don't wear club clothes. You don't wear beach wear. I mean, that's not professional. Just my opinion. So it's very important that you have common sense along with self-respect in anything, I mean anything that you do. Know your position. Know when to hold. Know when to fold. Know when to dress up. Know when to dress down. Have respect for yourself and everyone around you when you get dressed every day or any day. I can wear what I want attitudes. They don't have respect for themselves. That's why oftentimes they don't have that respect reciprocated because of how they carry themselves. Bras exposed, panty lines cutting off circulation, pants too tight around the vulva area. Come on now. That's not self-respect at all. And honey, pants that are stretchy has its limitations too now. You can have fitted clothes, but you don't play around when it comes to the crotch area or that belly because that leads to uh, problems later on down the line. So it's all right if they fit it, because I like things that's fitted, that fit me. That's just how I love it. But I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize my health down there, anywhere. So even though my things may be fitted, they're not unhealthy. And that's why I advise to you, if you like things that's fitted, have self-respect, and don't, and I mean, just human decency to help your own self. Do not cause health problems wearing things too tight in places where they, shouldn't be too tight, or having things exposed that should be private. That's self-respect. Now, I ain't gonna lie now, whoever invented them leggings and them jeggings, honey, that was the best thing since ice cream, honey, because I love it. Because you can't go wrong with that unless you wearing something that's super thin, showing your underwear. That's the only way that it's disrespectful, and it's a time and a place for them as well. But far as health and hygiene, that's a wonderful thing. Some leggings and some jeggings. I know that because I love that. That's most comfortable when I'm at work. Okay? Fitted clothes aren't for everybody. I can tell you that right now. Just because they sell it don't mean you gotta buy it. Because everybody's body is not built for that, like crop tops. That's not for everybody. If your belly, this is my opinion now. If your belly touching your knees, why you got a crop top on? And somebody say, oh, you in the church, you definitely ain't supposed to wear no crop top. Okay, when the crop top is a problem, is when it's being disrespectful and my boobs popping out, or, my bottom area is exposed, which that has nothing to do with the top. That's the bottom. But long as my boobs is not exposed, there's nothing wrong with that. My opinion, though. You do what you feel is right. Because what you may consider is a no-no is not everybody's no-no. This is just my opinion. Okay? The second thing, is your words. Ooh-wee. Words of self-respect. How we speak tells a lot about us as individuals. Many people can run their mouth behind closed doors or among their little chit-chatter with friends, but can't speak up intellectually in front of who they need to. If you can't speak up for yourself in a decent manner, up front, your words are senseless to me. At the same time, if and when you do like to talk a lot, like me, I do love to talk. Everybody knows that. It's a way you do it, having self-respect first. Okay? Don't talk down to people. Don't look all around. Have direct contact when you're talking to somebody so they know that you mean business. Okay? Don't put your hands in nobody's face. Because a lot of people like to talk with their hands. Because I'm a person like that. But I know, how to put them hands down when I'm speaking to someone, in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? So, there's a difference when you're on video and when you're talking to someone in person. And always leave space and opportunity between you and whoever is speaking or being spoken to. Okay, because that leads to problems. That leads to fight. When you putting your hands in somebody's face when you're talking to them, you don't want to do that. No, because I had probably about my second fight in North Carolina because someone had their finger all in my face. I mean, you know, I got God now. But back then, that's fight when you putting your fingers up in somebody's face, like on their nose or on their forehead when you talking to them like they're a child. Whew. Thank God for change. And profanity is a no-no. We all tend to use it when we in the company of our own little friends, or when we get upset, or we get super excited. But in a work setting with inside voices, that's not professional. We get too comfortable sometimes and it flows out like clockwork. You know, saved or not, this happens to many of us. It's a work in progress for me, you know. It's a process because, I stopped a lot of things when I converted over, but I didn't quite stop, that mouth. So the fact that I can control it, whenever you can control your profanity, know who to cuss around, know where not to cuss or curse, it's not a habit. If you can control it, it's not a habit. It's something that makes you feel good. So we need to stop this. If we using profanity on a regular, that needs to be stopped. Especially if you saved and you living for God, because people are watching you and they are ready to criticize. They are ready to jump the gun and, oh, look at her, or him, he doing this, she doing that. So you be careful, because wherever you go, you wearing a t-shirt of the Lord, honey, on you. You are like the walking Bible for some folks. So, we human. Preachers are human. Pastors are human. We all make a mistake. We all, tend to let things flow out sometimes. But don't be so quick to bite somebody's head off. Pray for us. Pray for them. Pray for us. Pray for them. Pray for your family member, because we all need help. And we need to help each other grow in God. Okay? And besides, profanity never looked good on a lady. Or a young man, for that matter. People will about make you cuss at them, though. Sometimes because they acting like a fool. But a self-respecting tongue restores your soul. Now, it truly does. Now, I ain't even gonna front on that. Last. I ain't gonna say last. No. Next to last. The next thing will be music. Yeah, I know. In your car, do you. In your house, do you. At the party, do you. But honey, outside of your own personal space, your choice of music affects other people. Have self-respect first. You will know how to play your music and when you have self-respect. I love all types of music. Yes, not only gospel. Gospel is my inspiration. Gospel is my healer. Other music soothes inner things inside of me. R&B tells testimonies and outcomes and expectancies. Some clear raps do the same thing. Country warms the soul, but everyone's taste is different. You can't promote your taste all day, every day, if you're going to play your music loudly. Take turns on taste, you know what I mean? Like Monday, if you want to do different days of the week for different, people's taste that you're around, that's fine. Or you can do the first half of the day, we're going to do this. The second half of the day, we're going to do that. Something, for us to have a good working environment. Okay? That's called having some respect. Being respectful. I work alone, so I enjoy, I enjoy my neighbor's music, And when it begins to be too much, you know what I do? I tune it out. Now, a lot of people don't know how to tune things out, but I do. I really do. Last but not least, self-respect in relationships. Quick and simple. What you do behind closed doors will reveal itself. Okay? What goes around comes back around. Before you leave this earth, I don't care how long it may be, but it's gonna hit you again. What you do, it's gonna come back to you. If you don't want it done to you, don't do it to other people. Cause who is you? Okay? No, you don't do that. If you like drama, you need more God in your life. Because I don't like drama. The older I get, it cringes me. So I try to stay away from it. And we all been there before. Cheating or being cheated on. It's not always the cheater's fault, because it could have been something that we done. It could have been something that was missing. Anyway, next thing, helping someone else cheat. Hooking up stuff you know is dirty. You know it's wrong, but you still trying to hook it up. That's not having self-respect. And that's not having respect for whoever that you turning the tables on. Having courtships, dates, or any kind of relations with someone married or someone that's not divorced. That's not self-respect. Yeah, and I'm guilty. I'm guilty. So, I've done that before. So, I'm just saying that just because I done it don't mean that it's right. It's still wrong. Having premarital or in between marriage sex. Anyone married and not with their spouse and having sex with other people is a committing of 2 in 1. Fornication and adultery. That just flat out. I don't care if you're divorced. Okay? If you're not remarried and you out here having sex with somebody that's not your ex-husband, that's wrong. Okay? My opinion. Don't cut my head off. I'm just telling you, this is my opinion. Okay? And anyway, that's between you and God. I know all too well about that. But every day is a new day to begin fresh and clean. Give God your heart and man your hand. You are your brothers and sisters' keepers. Love one another and have respect for one another. Read Romans 12 in its entirety and learn how to live according to God's will, and use what you got, your spiritual gifts, to bring others to God. Everyone's mission is different, but the outcome is the same: to increase the kingdom. Your mindset must change when you join forces with God. It doesn't mean you got to be, so serious. You can't go nowhere, can't do nothing. You got to wear homey clothes. You got to do. No, that's not what that means. What it means is your mindset, how you do things, it's got to be different because you're living for God now. Have self-respect, have self-love and compassion, and this will strengthen you on your journey on this earthly realm. Don't worry about being all that down here, because your mission is to help increase the kingdom when it's all said and done. I love you. God bless you. And I hope that you will join me again for session number 6 on 3LG. Have a good one.